Hey everyone, it's Mace1370. I did some climbing the other day and recorded the matches, so I thought we could go over them. Before we get into it though, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, I have all of my stats on my Discord now, so if you want to check that out, there's a link in the video description below. Alrighty, so up against Kotick here for the first match. I think it's important to keep track of players with particular playstyles. I know Kotick plays very slowly. I also know a lot of his units are on high effect resistance. So I take a Conqueror Lilius here that has high effectiveness. You don't have to, have like a second of every unit built or anything like that to do this. Just, have some sort of debuffer with high effectiveness to take into, these slow players. I think is like a decent strategy. It doesn't have to be Conqueror Lilius. It could be other things. So Bellion and Aravi are pre-banned, which means that Spectre Tenebria is a pretty good pick here since I don't have to worry about the Bellion. She's, pretty neutral. And then I take ML Cowrick because he provides just a ridiculous amount of utility to the team. He's pretty OP, right? Rimuru is a pretty neutral opener. Maid has some counterplay, right? We can take Landy and we can take ML Haste. ML Haste only really works well when your opponent pairs units that you can kill quickly with a Maid Chloe, so that he kind of cascades, constantly resetting his cooldown. But if you can't finish off some of the opponent's units easily, then he can kind of be a dead pick actually. So you have to be aware of how your opponent's drafting if you're going to pick ML Haste in a scenario like this. He takes Archdemon Shadow and Adventure Ross. So all of these units I'm sure are very tanky. So I don't think ML Haste is really the best pick here. I would have to pair like a lot of high aggression units with him to make sure I could finish something off, but I think it's better if we just take Landy instead. Landy punishes slow players. She punishes Maid, punishes having lots of buffs, so she's good into Rimuru, she's good into Maid Chloe. She also can't be countered on her S3, right, so she can attack Archdemon Shadow with a little bit of impunity. And then I'm going to take Amelia here because I want another cleanser in case he bans Hand Guy. I think Amelia works fine here because the opponent has relatively low damage. I can just ban whatever is last. So I don't really need mitigation in this setup. I'll have a lot of cleanse between, Cowrick, Amelia, the immunity buff, etc. So we don't have to worry about the debuffs from Archdemon Shadow. And the threat here, I guess, would be Rimuru one-shotting something. So that's the thing I'll need to play around. Last pick of SSB. I kind of really want to ban out this Rimuru just because I'm afraid he can one-shot something, but I think I have to ban SSB. She provides reach into Stenny, and I'm going to have a ton of cycling between Amelia, Cowrick, and Lilius, and that would just feed her stacks constantly. So I think we have to ban out the SSB. He bans out the Landy, so we have a sole DPS of Spectre Tenebria, but he doesn't really have a ton of AoE, so I think we should be okay. My Spectre Tenebria is on lifesteal, so that will allow her to kind of heal up in between, the S2 procs from Archdemon Shadow. Plus we also have Amelia, she can put some healing, onto Spectre. I think it's going to be hard for him to reach the Spectre reliably. He'd have to proc a lot to kill her, I think. I also have this version of Conqueror Lilius built on Champion Trophy since she has such high effectiveness. Champion's Trophy I think is a really good pick for this type of build because it gives just baseline effectiveness, so you get even more, and then on top of that it has an S1 stun, which is a little memey, but adding a stun to her S1 is pretty powerful, right, if it lands. Of course it never lands, but you know how that goes. Alright, so we don't get the Maid Chloe here, probably very high ER, but we can push back the Rimuru. I'm debating here if I just want to trigger the Rimuru, but I think I can just do that with Amelia, and I'd prefer to have immunity up first. I don't really care if I give him attack buff because Maid is going to give it to him anyways. And here we can just S2 and trigger the Rimuru while he has attack down. Or S1, sorry, on the Rimuru. And trigger his S2 while he has attack down. We get a lucky dual attack there, that's always nice. Oh, so this is a Bastion of Hope Rimuru, that's interesting. Alright, so he boosts up. And now we're able to cycle around him. This can, you know, prevent him from just one-shotting a unit out the gate. And now we can use Cowrick to strip the buffs off of Rimuru so that he has attack down. But I guess if it's high ER, this may not strip, and it does not, so unfortunate. I don't really have any effectiveness built on my Cowrick, so that was wishful thinking, I guess. Archdemon Shadow goes into Amelia. I'm debating who I want to kill here. I think I just want to kill the Rimuru. Yeah, I think I just want to go into him as much as I can and just put as much pressure as possible. I'm going to Soul Burn here while I have both attack buff and vigor to try and kill. It's not quite enough. We go in with Cowrick there. We don't have a lot of great dual attack targets with Lilius, so it is what it is. But now we can boost up with Amelia here. We're getting like a ridiculous amount of turn cycling with this team. It's kind of fun. Just going to go into the Rimuru again. Still don't kill. That is a very tanky Rimuru. I guess he does have defense buff too. So he goes into the Cowrick. I do have resistance on the Cowrick built in. I'm not sure how much effectiveness is on the ARAS. So I don't know if I 15%ed there or not. Alright, so he goes into our Conqueror Lilius, gets the defense break on Stenny, but we can cleanse that off pretty quickly with Amelia, I think. If we could land a stun here with Champion's Trophy, that would be super sick. We don't get it though. So he's soul burning, he gets the seal onto Lilius. So he's going to proc his S2 here. Doesn't do a ton of damage even with defense break, so we can just cleanse and heal this up with Amelia. We've cycled back into Cowrick, so we can skill 3 to get immunity up on everybody, which will prevent the seals. And preventing seals is a, you know, really good way of limiting the amount of damage that Archdemon Shadow can put out, right? Because it's going to lower her chance to proc the skill 2 ability. So we're just going to go into Rimuru here. Wanted to kill there because we don't want him to analyze, right? And I thought I was going to get the kill, but I did not, so that's a big rip.
Obey if you wish to live.
Debating about skill 2ing on the Rimuru. I think we just want to try to kill him. I think we have two good targets to pull in here. It could be Cowrick or Amelia, or Stenny, and we get the Cowrick, so oh, we got the stun after all. Haha. Okay, now we can finish him off with Cowrick. Very nice. Okay, so he still does not have his skill 3 yet from Meru. She does not proc, that's nice. So I think now that Rimuru is dead, we need to kill the maid so he doesn't come back. And then once maid is dead, I think we just focus Aros. And for the most part, I just don't really want to touch this Archdemon Shadow at all, since I don't want to proc any counters. Okay, this maid is actually pretty squishy, so it's probably like super high ER. Our Lilius skills are back online, so we get to get Vigor up on everyone, which will help quite a bit. Even if he does skill 3 with Archdemon Shadow, having Vigor on Stenny should help, you know, mitigate a lot of that damage. And we get to attack break Archdemon Shadow as well. We can Soul Burn and push her back and prevent her from using the skill 3, since now she has, you know, full focus or whatever the resource is called. I I think Maid does not have her skill 3 up yet, so we should be safe.
I'm sensing corrupt energy.
Obey if you wish to live.
And yeah, we just go into Maid to kill her here. No attack from Stenny, unfortunate. But we also missed the seal, so I guess that balances out. Now we get to kill Maid. Stenny hits really hard with attack buff and vigor, and now that she also has stacks built up from a few kills.
No destiny can stop me.
Aras gets to put up defense buff, which is kind of annoying. I don't think that Archdemon Shadow can solo this, just because we have Stenny. Although I guess once Aras is dead, we're going to give her a fair number of opportunities to counterattack. I'm debating if I want to hold skill 3 here, or if I just want to use it to cycle and get souls. I could skill 2 and then kind of save the skill 3 so that I get more turns of attack buffs, and Stenny already has 2 turns of attack buff anyways, but I think just cycling is fine. I think we've mostly won from this spot anyways, it probably doesn't really matter.
You want to try it?
I'll take your life.
Alright, can we get a stun? That would be huge. Nope, we do get a counter though. But we have immunity.
If you're scared, run. Let me
We can try to strip, but probably won't be able to. I assume it's ER. Yep, there's another counter. This hero's so dumb. Okay, we can finish off with Amelia. Nice. Okay, next game. This time we have a Ran pre-ban. We're second pick. The opponent takes ML Cowrick first. So we can take Conquer Lilius, I think that's fine, and then probably Aravi.
To live.
This gives us the opportunity to stay open, right? We can flex into something aggressive, or we can, you know, slow down and just play a more standard match. He takes Rimuru. I feel like every game is like this combination of heroes. He debates about the LQC, but he goes with FCC instead. So he's going pretty slowly. We don't have Ran. We could, I mean, I guess we could take Piera, and then we could take, I guess, Iseria. That would be an option. I don't really love taking Piera into like these Ricky Rimuru comps. It just kind of feels like you don't do enough. You know, Ran gives you defense break, so you can put out a lot of pressure and just kill the Ricky. I feel like Piera's debuffs just get dispelled if you can't ban the ML Cowrick. I guess we'll take Summertime, and I take Stenny here. I don't know if that's good though. I think maybe I shouldn't have taken Stenny. No, I guess Stenny's okay. She kind of leaves me open. Yeah, because I don't really have like a good Summertime activator right now. So that's, yeah, I think Stenny was bad. Yeah, I don't really like my picks here. So then he takes SSB and Politis. So looking back at this match, I think Judge Kisei would actually be a pretty good pick. I mean, she'd just be a force ban, I guess. Yeah, Jay Kisei would be good here. But I think I basically run out of time. Oh, I think I was going for Carrot Yeah. Oh no, then I was going for Ida. Yeah, I definitely ran out of time on this one. I guess Ida would have been okay. Ida is blue, so you know there's a decent chance that Politis misses on her. Abyssal Crown doesn't care about that, of course, but you know it still reduces the damage at least. Yeah, Milim not really a good pick, so kind of screwed this one up. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Caesarea. I don't know, I don't like playing standard into Ricky Rimmerer like that. I feel like, you know, Ricky just kind of runs you over. I need to maybe just play with Piera more. I feel like Piera is kind of like Rimmerer in that whenever I take her, I'm not that impressed by her, and then she's kind of annoying when she's on the enemy team. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so if we had Judge Kisei... I guess she would have just gotten banned. Because last pick got banned here. So it wouldn't really make a difference. And we get double crown stunned. So bad draft into bad RNG means you pretty much lose. That's how it goes. I don't think we can really get out of this one. We can push somebody back, but that's not really going to matter because our 2 DPS are stunned. Yeah, I think I needed... I definitely needed to draft differently. Caesarea, I didn't have any synergy with Caesarea here.
I'll take your life.
Now I get analyzed too. I think I'm debating if I can win if I can somehow cycle back around and get my skills off. But now my team is defense broken, and now Politis is going to go. She lands a lot. Yeah, this is over. Okay, actually there is another game in between this one and the previous one I showed. I disconnected. So that was like a free -12 or something like that. It happens quite a bit. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if you guys experience it. Like the game just closes, you know, like the game crashed or something. I'm not really sure why that happens. Anyway, so I have pre-banned Bellion. The opponent is pre-banned Rimuru. He has that snazzy Season 3 Legend frame. I think it goes really well with Sirmia. I take, you know, Conqueror Lilius and Aravi. He does the pretty standard Piera, Politis, you know, ML Ricky setup. I think I can just go ahead and try to cleave this, so I take Ran and Summertime Iceria. He takes Violet, so he's going to be pretty low on DPS here if we ban last. If we need to ban last, we'll see what it is. Would like to ban the Violet. We have Iceria. I could take potentially Carrot if he takes something I have to ban out and we leave the Violet in. Carrot's a pretty good answer to Violet. He has trouble hitting her, and when he attacks into her, he typically gets burned. So that kind of negates the self-healing aspect of his kit, and then the misses, you know, obviously also reduce, you know, the benefit of Life Steal, right? He takes Rem. I think when you're faced with both Rem and Violet, and you're playing stuff like, you know, Ran and Summertime Iceria, you kind of have to get rid of the Rem over the Violet. Summertime Iceria can eventually bomb Violet, you know, and lock him down, but Rem is a big problem, because Rem, if she counters, like, at the wrong time, even just, like, once, she'll, like, heal the full, and if she gets demon mode, you're just super dead. So Rem is a menace, so he banned Rem. He bans ML Lilius, which is kind of surprising. I thought he was going to ban Ran, so I guess we just get our full combo here. Get outsped. Feels unlucky. I'm just going to blame speed RNG. He lands absolutely everything, so that's pretty super.
Must pay the price.
A bad draft into a disconnect into an outspeed, not what you really want to see when you're trying to climb. So no point in pressing skill 2 here, it would just activate Politis, although I guess we're about to do that with Iceria. We can go ahead and skill 3 with Ran, maybe we get some defense breaks. We do get a couple, so we get a skill 3 activation, and then Politis goes. This looks pretty bad. Politis is going to go again. So basically our win condition here is to kill the Politis, you know, and not get stunned a bunch. Miraculously we get a turn with our Iceria, not sure how that happened. So we can bomb the Politis, and I guess we probably want to put another bomb on ML Ricky just to make sure he dies. I don't think one will kill him. Putting a bomb on Violet won't do much if Ricky gets a turn. We have to kill Ricky. So we can skill 3. Alright, very nice. So Politis is basically dead here. Since we have Spectre, although she's kind of stunned. So right now, we're just hoping that we have enough bulk on our Aravi to be able to mitigate some of these Violet turns, to give our Spectre a chance to cycle out of the stun and start attacking. So I think he appled. And double check. Yeah, so we can go ahead and just put a bomb on Violet. He resists, which is horrible. We get a double attack, which is nice. I don't think it's worth skill 3ing here. Ran is just going to feed Violet. So we just want to kill the Politis and heal up a bit. We lap. So this is the importance of putting your Violet on some speed. We get a bomb this way though, so now that he's bombed, it's over, right? Because even he kills a Ravi here, but big deal. We can just skill 1 with Stenny and not proc a counter. Doesn't matter if we miss or not. He has a bomb and he's getting bombed. You know, or we could just even skill 3 and kill him. It doesn't really matter what buttons we press at this point. I guess we'll just skill 3 for more damage.
I'd like to return now. I'm putting an end to this.
Okay, look at that. Justice.
Finally, we can return to our mission.
Okay, next up we have the Ruby Rose. Do we have first pick? I didn't see. So he bans Piera. We have second pick. It's going to be interesting to see how everything shakes up, you know, with the buff patch next week. Dilibet getting some buffs, Solitaria, Celine. I think it's definitely going to shake things up. How exactly? Not sure. But I think we're going to have to change our drafts a bit. Since Dilibet is going to, you know, easily cut a lot of like debuff-centered teams. Celine is going to, you know, cause a lot of problems for, you know, teams that use a non-attack skill in the beginning of the game, like with Lilius, etc. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Okay, so he's doing like this typical, like, you know, Emil Kaurik and the Slime and the FCC in response to a Lilius and an Apoc Ravi. He has Piera banned, so we don't have access to that. We can take Ran and Summertime Iceria here, I think. And then this gives us the last slot to flex into another Iceria activator of our choice, or potentially like a Stenny or something like that, depending on what he does. He takes Ball. That's interesting. So Ball could be a problem. Ball is going to get a lot of turns if we take the first turn with, you know, if we skill 2 with Ran, that's going to, like, Ball will CR boost himself during that turn. And it'll make it, you know, really hard for our Iceria to cut him, since he's getting like a couple boosts and she just gets the 1. And then if he bans out Ran and we get first turn with Lilius, then that's also going to be a problem, right? Because Ball's going to take a bunch of turns. Then he takes Rem. I would really love to ban the Rem, but I don't know if we can afford to do that. Let's see. If I wanted to ban the Rem, could consider Carrot because she's good into ball, but then he has ML Cowrick and FCC, and Carrot kind of feels bad into those things, and Rimmer probably just one-shots her anyways. So I just take Opsig here, and then we're going to ban out the ball. I thought about Judge Kisei also. I'm afraid she doesn't have enough damage if he bans the Ran. Like, if I took Judge and he banned Ran, that would be bad news for me, since I don't think Judge would do enough, and she'd probably just trigger a Rem counter. Opsig, though, I could potentially just, like, skill 2 with Ran and then not skill 3, and then go into Opsig and just delete the Rem. He bans it anyways, so.
If you won't step back.
So we don't want to skill 2, because we'll proc Rimuru. So we skill 3, Rem counters, because of course. We're going to get our bombs. We get a bomb onto Rem, which I like to see that. And we got a bunch of defense breaks, so this is a pretty successful Ran activation. We can take a turn with Lilius. That Warhorn is ticking up. I don't want him to cut, so probably try to push Ricky back,
I'll make you kneel before me.
just to make sure. And now we can, let's see. We're not going to be able to kill Ricky because he's not defense broken, so we just have to decimate the rest of the team. So we'll put another bomb onto Rem. This will trigger, Analyze or whatever, but not a big deal. We have, Barrier and Grass into Fire, etc. So I think we're safe there. If Rem procced a counter, would have been closer, especially if she defense broke or something, right? I wonder who goes first, if it's the counter or if it's Rimuru. I'd have to look at a game specifically. But we delete the Rem and now we delete the Rimuru, so that's game.
I'll take down anyone.
Next match, this is somebody with a legend frame on the Korea server. I don't recognize their name. I don't know if I play this person. He pre-bans Lilius, so we're gonna first pick Apoc Ravi.
Get ready.
I guess Pierre could have been a first pick option. I think Pierre first pick is fine, especially if you want to go into standard. So he takes Politis and Pierre, which this is like a really annoying combination, and I feel like I see a lot of cleavers doing this, so I'm kind of wondering, like, is he cleaving me? Lilius is banned, so in terms of speed contesting, we could still take Ran. He'll compete with Pierre. Ran is also nice because he provides immunity against Politis. Let's see, I think Spectre, I can take Spectre since, she's a fairly safe DPS, and then we can just take Ran. This way I have the option, I could, tank down if necessary, or I could, go into a Cleave team depending on what, what's going on. Alright, so he takes Landy. I officially have no idea what's happening. Landy, I wonder if this is like a speed Landy, to CR boost the team and help bridge between Pierre and whatever the rest of his team is going to do. Because otherwise it doesn't make a ton of sense, right? Since Pierre strips buffs and then Landy benefits off buffs, so I feel like he's trying to cleave. Alright, he takes Charles, so it's official. We're getting cleaved. But we have Ran, which is nice, so I guess Ran is probably a force ban, since I feel like, maybe not my Ran, but I feel like a lot of Rans will just one-shot a Charles, if I ban out the Pierre. So we have plenty of damage. We have Apoc and we have Stenny, so we just have to make sure that they get turns. So I need to lock his team down as best as possible. Conqueror Lilius is off the table. I guess Acid wouldn't be horrible, honestly. I'm going to take AOL, though. She's really good into Charles. She's good into Landy. I guess less good into Politis, but you know, if I can just silence the team, then I can probably shut them down. I'll take Cerise as another speed contest. She also shuts down Charles and, you know, restricts Landy, which is nice. Maybe Acid would have just been a better pick there. Let's see, if we took Acid last instead of Cerise, or maybe what if we took Cerise and Acid instead of AOL? Could he have taken AOL? Would that have done anything? I was a little scared of his last pick because I wanted to ban out Pyrrha. So that, because I was pretty sure he was banning Ran, which was the case. I guess Acid would be okay. I guess I'd be afraid of my Acid not killing something, and then that would be Omega bad. But he could probably kill Charles, right?
I will protect my people.
Alright, well we get first turn with Cerise. So I have some options. I could stun Charles with skill 2. I think it's better to restrict and slow the team. We have A Ravi, and she has quite a bit of bulk, right? So I think we have a teeny bit of time. He's going to skill 3 here with Charles. And this will proc the AOL, and then this will proc the Politis. Which is fine because he's all restricted, so our Politis is going to get a turn. He bombs Apoc Ravi, and then he bombs AOL. I think those are probably fairly favorable bomb targets for us. I guess I wouldn't really care so much if he bombs Cerise. Stenny is the one we didn't want bombed. Now we can AOL his team, and I think this is a pretty good spot since he's slowed, restricted, can't be buffed. A lot of his whole team is silenced, or was until Landy took a turn. I think I'm just going to rip the skill 3 here into Summertime and try to kill. I don't. So that's awkward, because now she can go into, I guess she'll bomb Cerise. Cerise is at least immune, so even if she gets stunned, we're not taking damage. AOL cannot be stunned. He will, I guess he'll stun Apoc. Crimson Seed will cleanse away something, hopefully. And we can burn a lot on Stenny, right, to cycle her out. But he gets a stun on Apoc now. Okay, so now we just have to pray that our Stenny lives. We get crit, and Charles gets a turn, but our Stenny does live. Cerise, I guess, didn't do a whole lot. Well, she didn't restrict Charles, so that doesn't really matter too much. Maybe Acid would have been a better pick. I could have Acided into Charles, I guess. I don't know. Instead of AOL. Did AOL do much? She did prevent the Landy skill 3. So we can cycle out of the debuffs there. Let's see, we still have Cerise and A Ravi to be a shield, so I think we just want to kill things that can reach the Stenny. So we'll go into Landy, because she's full focus, right? Don't want that to happen. Charles doesn't have preparation, or whatever it's called, so not super scary. He goes into Apoc. Goes into Apoc again. Now he has preparation. Or perception, or I don't know, whatever that buff is. I think we're still okay though. We get a defense break, that's pretty huge. And one-shot the team.
Bunch of imbeciles. Your life.
Okay, last match. This one is against Sato X8. We have both pre-ban Bellion. Respect. He has first pick. Okay, he takes Conqueror Lilius. So against Conqueror Lilius, I think it's important not to give up first turn because she's pretty OP. So I'm going to take Ran. I think you could take Ran or Pyrrha. I feel like you kind of have to take one of them, though, into her. And you know, if you want to play more standard, I guess you could take like maybe Ricky, or if you want to be one of those degen Crown Politis users, you could do that. Looks like he's been traumatized by Politis in the past, so he's going to take it, which is fine. Personal opinion on Crown Politis is I think she's a little bit copium. Obviously when, you know, she stuns a bunch of DPS targets like in that previous game, she works well, but I think if you just look at the math, like, I feel like you lose more than you win with her if you're just relying on the Crown stuns. Like, Politis is a good hero, and, you know, she can be drafted well and stuff, but I don't know, I think Crown Politis is a little copium. Okay, so he's taken Troublemaker Crozet. That's interesting. So he thinks I'm cleaving, which I did pick Rand, so not an unreasonable assumption. I do like Rand into Politis for the most part, since the immunity prevents the stuns, right? Because that's like the really crippling thing. So this is kind of weird. I'm not really sure if I should force the cleave into this, but I don't, like I said, I don't want to give up tempo on Lilius, right? So I'm just going to take, I'll take the Summertime. I could take Piera. That just feels bad. I'm just going to lack damage if I do that, though. I think it's pretty hard to take both of them. I'll just take Spectre. Right, because if you take both Ran and Piera, they just ban out the Summertime, and then you're left with like Apoc Ravi and X or something, and it's usually not enough to bust through even a single tank. Okay, he takes Landy. Landy is an interesting pick. You know, if I'm going aggressive, I feel like Landy's a little bit greedy. If I get first turn, although I guess I do have to pick another activator or something, right? Because I don't have one. Maybe it's a really fast Landy. So if he bans out the Ran, he could take first turn with a Landy. I wonder if that's it, perhaps? Okay, now he takes the Piera. So this is interesting. He has essentially no DPS other than Landy, because this Politis is probably Crown and probably degen. Even if it's not, even if it's damage, I just need to take like a Reviver or something here, and I don't think there's any way that I lose. Could take Maid, I guess, or Ruel. Maid is higher res, so I'll just take the Maid. She cleanses the whole team, which is nice. And then we just ban out the Landy. I don't think there's any way Politis can kill my team here, no matter what he bans, right? If he bans a piece of the Summertime Iseria Ran combo, then I have Apoc and Maid, and there's no way that Politis can kill those. If he bans out the Apoc, I still have Maid and Spectre. Okay, he bans the Maid. I don't think he can kill Apoc, though. And we get the combo off. Assuming we, I guess, get first turn. Okay, we do. Justice. So we can put up immunity here so we don't get stunned by that nasty old Politis. But actually, wait, is it on book? It might be on book. So it's not even Crown. So it looks like it's damage. I guess if it's damage, that's more problematic. No defense break, that's unlucky. We get a bomb on Lilius. Yeah, I think we just focus Politis and kill her. Okay, he's going all in on Summertime. I think that's smart. Kill her, and then that'll prevent her from, you know, finishing off the combo. So she's dead. This is all part of the plan, though, to set up a huge Aravi S3, right? Okay, he does this. So I guess it would be bad for me if he probably won't need to stun, right? Because he can he can just taunt APOC and push her back.
Can you even reach me?
Yep, he does that.
Seems a good match.
We still have Stenny with a soul burn.
I will fight until the bitter end.
Okay, he pushes up Politis, and she has anti-crit and defense buff. I think we still have to soul burn into it. So we miss a crit. That's bad. But that's okay, we were saving the crit for the skill 3. That feels bad, okay, but we get the stun. So at least we got that. This will stun Lilius, or the bomb will stun Lilius. So we get to cycle back around to that. We get a turn with Rand, which is nice, so we get a little more damage onto Politis. We just desperately need to kill her before she can kill Stenny. Missing both crits was kind of bad since we did not heal very much. He also has a lot of ways to lock down my APOC, so it's kind of up to Stenny to kill here. I think we got a lucky resist though on the Trozid stun. He can soul burn on Piera and stun her, and then we'll Crimson Seed like a boss. You don't need Draco to kill this Politis. And she's dead. Okay, so I don't see any way how we lose from this position. Okay, that's game. Thanks for watching.
Return to our mission.
Don't come near me.